Good evening. Under the Constitution of India, Indian Parliament is a bicameral legislature. We have discussed regarding bicameral legislature many times. In the sense, you have two houses. You have two houses in the Union legislature, and our Union legislature is called Parliament. One is called lower house and the other one is called upper house. Lok Sabha is the lower house and Rajya Sabha is the upper house. So this is what our constitution says. And if you look at the entire world, there are so many countries in the world and every country has got its own constitution. Under their constitutions, many countries have declared their parliament as bicameral. I repeat, under their constitutions, many countries have declared their parliament as bicameral, meaning they also have two houses. One is the upper house and second one is the lower house. But the terminology may be different. Clear, for example, if you look at India, the lower house is called Lok Sabha or it is called House of People's Representatives. And our upper house is called Rajya Sabha. Right under the constitution, it is called Council of States. Like this, whatever the terminology we have here, that is for us. And when it comes to other countries, they may have other terminologies. They may call their lower house with some other name and upper house with some other name. But when it comes to the functionalities, whenever you say legislature, legislature is a law-making body. Point number one. And number two, as far as our discussion so far is concerned, we said there are so many countries in the world, their constitutions are permitting for bicameral legislature. Does it mean that it is applicable for all the countries? And the answer is obviously no. Meaning there are some countries in the world where the union legislature is unicameral. Right? If you look at India, state legislatures are either unicameral or bicameral. As of now, we have only 6 states in the country with bicameral legislatures. Clear? Right? Bicameral at the state level means you have a state legislative assembly and you also have the state legislative council, and this is present only in 6 states in India as of now. They are Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. This is at the state level. But our discussion is at the union level. So our union legislature is bicameral, as I told you, and there are so many countries in the world with bicameral legislatures at the union level. But it doesn't mean that in every country you have bicameral legislature at the union level. There are some countries with unicameral legislature, meaning they have only one house. Whenever you have two houses, you will say lower house and upper house. But when you have only one house, you call that house with the name that is given in their constitution. That's it. Clear? So now I am opening the document and I'll show you the question now. Kindly have a look at this. Look at this. Which of the following countries central legislature is unicameral? Unicameral means there is only one house. Bicameral means you have two houses. Bi means two. Camera means house. But the question is that which of the following countries central legislature is unicameral? Is it United States of America or France or Pakistan or option D, China? My dear friends, the answer is China, option D. Kindly remember, in any forthcoming examination, you will be definitely getting questions on China. Either that may be related to the deadly virus, or that may be related to their union legislature, or that may be related to the party that is always there in the power in China. So anything may be a question. That is the reason why you need to be very careful. As far as this question is concerned, our answer is China, meaning Chinese union legislature has got only one house. That is the reason why it is called unicameral legislature. And please remember, if you look at our parliament today, we have some members in the Lok Sabha and some members in the Rajya Sabha. And the constitution, right, as if you look at the Lok Sabha, you got 543 members who are elected, and right now you don't have any nominated members. And 104th amendment did not permit for the extension of allocation of the seats, meaning seats reservation for Anglo Indians in the Lok Sabha. That is the reason why our strength is 543 now. Please remember, our constitution permitted the maximum strength of Lok Sabha is 552. Out of this 552, 550 are elected and 2 may be nominated by the President of India. Clear? And if you look at till last year, meaning up to 16th Lok Sabha, our strength was 545. 543 were elected directly by the people of the country, and 2 were nominated by the President. And these 2 were Anglo Indians. And as far as the Anglo Indians are concerned, their seats allocation, their nomination into the Lok Sabha has been not continued, through 104th amendment. That is the reason why our strength is 543 in the Lok Sabha. Similarly, if you look at Rajya Sabha, constitution permitted Rajya Sabha strength. Maximum strength of Rajya Sabha is 250, and now you got 245. So this is called Indian Parliament. 543 plus 245. Clear? But if you look at China, China has got nearly 3,000 members in their unicameral legislature. So why there is so much of difference here? Basically what happens, the strength of a legislature depends on the population of the country. If you look at the population of China, it is number 1 in the world, but we are just behind China, we are number 2 in the world. But if you look at the representation of the peoples in their legislature, that is very, very huge. But when it comes to India, our representation is not in proportion to our population. This is because of the 42nd amendment and the 84th amendments. 42nd amendment took place in the year 1976, and 84th amendment took place in the year 2001, and we have deliberately by amending the constitution, we have frozen number of seats in the Lok Sabha, number of seats in the assemblies up to the year 2000 through 42nd amendment, and up to the year 2026 by 84th amendment. That is the reason why up to the year 2026, our seats in the Lok Sabha have been frozen. Our seats in the assemblies have also been frozen. Meaning after 2026, we are in the year 2020, right? After the year 2026, whenever you conduct the census for the first time, based on that census, you will be increasing the number of seats in the parliament and state legislative assemblies. Am I clear? But whatever the this proportion, the strength you have in the Lok Sabha today, the strength in various assemblies you have today, that is based on the population, that is based on the census of 1971. I repeat, census of 1971. All these are important points. Any point may be a question in the examination. Clear? Am I clear? Very, 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 very important. Clear? So we have deliberately, frozen our seats. But China continue to increase their representation. That is the reason why. So they are almost touching, this 3,000 members in their unicameral legislature. Now once again, I'll just open the document. I'll show you some more points. Please have a look at this. So this is the question, and now you know the answer, and option D is the answer, that is China. Look at some more points for you. In United States of America, their parliament is called Congress, and that Congress is bicameral. Upper house is called Senate, and the lower house is called House of People's Representatives. Clear? Upper house is the Senate and lower house is the House of Peoples. In France, the parliament is called Parliament. Upper house is the Senate and lower house is National Assembly. Pakistan, our neighbor, It's called Parliament, Pakistan Parliament. Upper house is called Senate and lower house is called National Assembly. Clear? Kindly remember the terminology may vary from country to country. It all depends on what is mentioned in their constitutions. Clear? And when it comes to China, Chinese parliament is called National People's Congress. NPC, National People's Congress, and look at the strength. Almost 3000. NPC strength is 2980, and they meet just for 2 weeks every year. And National People's Congress is considered to be the largest parliamentary body in the world, and those NPC members are not paid. And within that NPC you have standing committees, and that is called Standing Committee of NPC or NPC Standing Committee. It consists of 170 members, and that standing committee keeps on meeting very regularly. With respect to the members of the National People's Congress, they are allowed to simultaneously hold seats in other bodies of the government. The NPC typically includes all the senior officials in Chinese politics, but members of the National People's Congress Standing Committee are not allowed to simultaneously hold positions in executive or judicial posts. Meaning, apart from these 170 members, rest of the members are permitted to hold the positions in other governmental bodies like executive or judicial post. Okay, so that's all for the day, and I'll see you in the next class with more current affairs. Thank you so much.